Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about Metroid Prime 4, and that is why in the background you're seeing my two amiibos fighting, my Samus and my Ridley, because, well, let's just go ahead and get the video started. Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed. Now, as you can see by the title, I think this is a good idea, and I'm gonna kind of give you some context behind why it's delayed. And so yeah, starting off with reason number one, I don't know the guy's name, but he came out today and made a video. I think he works with Nintendo. He's the lead development for Metroid Prime 4, I believe. He came out and said that they are starting from scratch. So the way they were doing Metroid Prime 4 is with all the studios that are involved, but the game itself was going from place to place to place to place, and it wasn't really turning out the way that Nintendo liked the idea, I think, but overall they saw that doing something like that isn't the correct way. It's not very organized, and the way they were looking at it, Metroid Prime 4 just wasn't turning out the way they wanted it to. So the company that helped make the first three Metroid Prime games, they went to them and they are working with them now, but they said, they're gonna start from scratch. So any type of development cycle that was almost finished or whatever, it's completely gone. The game, basically, they erased it and they are starting all over again. And this delves into my point on why I believe it's a good idea. So one of my previous videos, my very first video with a custom thumbnail, I believe, I was talking about Metroid Prime 4 and why I believe November is a terrible release date for the game, considering Pokemon comes out in that time frame. Every time there's a Pokemon, it's always in November. From my understanding, it's always been in November. And with Metroid Prime 4 releasing like that, having the last two Metroid games be Federation Force and Other M, Other M was not perceived well at all, and we all know what everyone thinks about Federation Force. And with those games, it kind of gives Metroid a bad name. But Metroid Prime 4, the Prime series, is what people look to be the prime, not for real though. They look at that to be the prime of the Metroid series. A lot of people say it's canon. It's not. That's out of discussion. Whatever. It's not even part of this. But the main point I'm trying to make is that people look at Metroid Prime, or the series in general of the Prime, and see it as the pinnacle of everything. They see it as the best and stuff like that. So while making a Metroid Prime 4, people want it the best it can be. And Nintendo, or whatever his name, I don't know his name, you guys, I'm sorry, but whoever he is, he saw that Metroid Prime 4 was not going to be what he wanted, and it was a disaster. It was a train wreck, and they're starting all over again. And I am happy about this. I want Metroid Prime 4 to be amazing, and I don't want it to be releasing alongside Pokemon, because I want Metroid to have its own month in the spotlight, at least. Pokemon, I love Pokemon, of course, but I want a Metroid game to be super successful. Stuff like Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. I want this to be the Metroid game that sells like those. And at this moment, we don't honestly know, if that is even the case, if it's even going to come close to what those games were or are still. But the only thing we can hope for is an amazing game. And I don't know when it's going to be releasing. Obviously in 2017's E3 they were talking about it, or they just showed it. They showed that it's in development, but those whole 2 years, because it's 2019 now, those whole 2 years are just gone. It's erased. We do not have that game anymore, that build of the game. So we never know what it was or what it could have been. But honestly, if they release things like Other M and just release the full game itself and it didn't do well, and they saw that this wasn't going to do well and they actually canceled its release and they're starting all over, I'm actually grateful, because like I said, I don't want another train wreck like Other M. I want this to be a really great game. And starting off with great games, how you guys liking this background? I don't know, you guys. I wanted to play Samus Online, but nah, I haven't played Samus in a long time. I did a little just to train this me while I was actually playing Dark Samus, but anyway, you guys, that's really just it. They're just delaying the game, and I'm not sure when they're gonna bring it back, like when they're gonna announce it. Maybe this year's E3 they're gonna talk about it a little more. Maybe they'll tell us the summary of, you know, the plot of the game or whatever, such as like, oh, who the main villain is. It's supposed to be Silux. And now, speaking of that, I also predicted a DLC character, Silux, being, you know, one of the ones for this game, but I'm not actually too sure anymore, considering, you know, Metroid Prime 4 is delayed. And yeah, you guys, it's just crazy how that's what happened, you know. It's honestly kind of weird to think like I'm gonna have to wait even longer for a game, but I'd rather wait, you know, okay, I'm gonna say nothing like 20 years, but I'd rather wait a long time for a game so it does not come out trash. Because if Metroid Prime 4 would have released, and I guess, you know, like I said, the state that it was in, they didn't like it, and shoot, if they didn't like it, we probably wouldn't have liked it either, honestly. So all I can hope for is that they're making a great game, and I guess the guy who made the first three is a very trusted, or not the guy, but the company who helped make the first three. They're really trusted. I don't know why they didn't just go with them to begin with, honestly, because if they helped make the other three, why wouldn't they, you know, want to help with the fourth one? But you know, I'm not part of Nintendo. I don't make video games for a living. I make video game videos, or not even for a living, but you know, I just make the videos. But anyway, you guys, that kind of wraps it up for today. That's all I really wanted to talk about. I really do appreciate you guys watching the video, and I am really grateful to Nintendo for actually wanting to make a great Metroid Prime game and just completely reset its development cycle, because honestly we need a good Metroid Prime game. We need it to be successful, and releasing alongside Pokemon as rumored earlier this year, that would not have been good for the game. And especially, you know, in the state I guess they did not like it in, it releasing at that time would have been just terrible. And yeah, I'm cutting the video kind of short here, you guys. Ridley wins this. I'm just letting y'all know. It goes on for another like 3 minutes, but Ridley wins this. But anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, leave a like and subscribe if you did. And yeah, you guys, see you later. Bye.